Hey, how's it going? It's Rocky. Welcome to day two of Daily Diaries of an Average Futures Trader for this week. I'm starting to feel a little better, so I've decided to do another one of these just to go through my thoughts on the market 15 minutes after the US market close. So before I go through on how I did today, I want to go through one of my trades, which was pretty tricky actually. It was a bad trade, but I'm happy that I came out on top. Just want to go through a quick overview on how the market actually performed today, and pardon me. So this is CNBC. You can see that it was pretty much flat. It was quite interesting because during the Asian market hours, or actually no, it was during the European market hours. A lot of the index hit a high for a 90-day high on based on one of my charts, and some report came out around 4:30 a.m. Pacific Coast that sort of turned the tide for it to dip a whole lot. It was actually down for most of the day, and then it recovered a bit, close to another V recovery. While I'm actually talking about this, let me bring the chart because it makes more sense to actually see what I'm talking about. So let me zoom out of here. So as you can see here, at least for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, it had a high of 34,287 for the past 5 days. And then it pretty much, right at about 4:30 a.m. or so, Pacific Coast, you see this bit of a spike on the volume. I'm sure it was some sort of news. I don't know what it was. I was asleep at that time, and it pretty much dipped for about from 34 to 87 here to a bottom of about 33,920. So that's 350-ish points. Quite a bit of a dip, and then you see this bit about a V recovery, and the yellow that I'm trying to show here is essentially what the close was from the previous day. So that's how I draw this mark just to give me an idea if we're up or down for the day, and that really helps me on my trading, just being aware of what the last close date was. And what pretty much occurred today is like after it hit that break even mark on this yellow marker here, I'll zoom in. It was pretty much choppy. It was pretty much choppy at this point, going up and down from this yellow line. Couldn't quite decide where to go. So it's pretty much break even for the Dow Jones, and it is pretty much similar for the other major index here. So I am showing the YM, Dow Jones Industrial Average, ES is the S&P 500, NQ is the NASDAQ, and RTY is Russell 2000. And I always have the VIX there, just to see how all that is correlating with each other. And let me go through a trade that I actually took for today. And with this trade, it actually gave us sorry, I'm still working on my Zoom a little bit here. Pardon me while I play around with this. So pretty much for this trade, it got us a gross profit of $900, which is great because I used my YM to hedge the swing trade that I have. But it wasn't a pretty trade, and I'll go through this trade here. So I'm gonna zoom in on the actual trade, and I denote an entry by this blue line, and then when I short and I close, I denote it by a purple line. And this was multiple entries. You can see here, I shorted 2 at 34,101, and then followed another 3 contracts at really multiple points here at 111, 121, 131. So you're seeing I'm just like trending against it, 20 points above. So that's a total of 5. And another last one here at 34, 131. So with this one, I ended up having an average of 34, 116, which is denoted by this white line. So you can see from this trade, what I'm saying is an ugly trade is in the earlier parts of it, I was counter trend trading, and you see this big green candle, right? And then from there, I actually broke even, and then on the minute 15, I actually had a decent profit here because it went down to about 34,091, but greed kicked in. So that's something you gotta watch out for when you're trading. A lot of it is because it's a little bit of greed. It's a little bit of what I was seeing on the 1 hour chart. It was me expecting it to, not do another V recovery like yesterday. And because of that, it actually became a 1 hour trade, because as you can see here, I was underwater a lot, being above this white line. And then finally, an hour later, you had this big dip right here that occurred at 11:45 Pacific time. And I finally decided to close it at 34,086. So let's just do the math there. So just we're all in the same boat on what actually occurred. Again, I shorted at 34,116, and basically I recovered at, you can see here, 34,086, and that was a total of 30 points. And since I traded a total of 6 contracts, where 1 E-mini is equal to $5, so 2 E-minis $10, so 6 E-mini is actually $30, so times 30, and that's how we got that gross profit of $900 for the day. So just want to go through the post that I did. So I do this on the community tab on YouTube. I put it on Instagram as well. I started adding a watermark since I noticed that some accounts are trying to copy some of my images and using it for their own, and I'm not willing to pay the $14.99 badge, right, that's used on Instagram. So decided to put that watermark just to show, the YM gross profit of $900. MYN, this is my swing trade, lost about, $90 on that one, for a total of $809 for the day. So I'm quite happy with that. And then just want to point out, we'll just go to my statement here. So I am pretty transparent about a lot of these. And let me see if I could get it to the right zoom. There you go. So basically, I want to point this out, the $2,000. So I did withdraw $2,000 from my account. So that's my payday for the week. Again, trading is not a get rich quick scheme. To be successful at it, you need to treat it like a business. It is like a W-2. So this is my replacement for my W-2, and I'm treating it as such, taking it pretty seriously, and very thankful that I'm able to withdraw $2,000 this week to replace my W-2 income and pay my bills. So anyway, that's my journey. I do appreciate your time for joining me on this little diaries that I call daily diaries of an average futures trader. I do appreciate you joining me, because any feedback you may have will help me with my trading and growing my social media presence as well. So totally appreciate your support. So all right, I will see you on the next one, and sorry this ran a little longer than usual, but y'all have a good one. See ya.